guys, today we're going to go ahead and make a barbecue bacon burger, and I'm going to start out with a pound or roughly a pound of ground beef, my seasoning mix, which this is also good just for regular burgers as well, and in here I have 1/8 of a teaspoon of onion, 1/8 of a teaspoon of garlic, 1 teaspoon of paprika, 1 teaspoon of pepper, 1/2 of a teaspoon of brown sugar, 1/2 a teaspoon of salt, and 1/8 of a teaspoon of cayenne pepper. And I'm just going to put that in here. And as you can hear also, I have some bacon already starting to cook in my pan. Then back over here, I'm also going to add in some liquid. And in here I have 2 tablespoons of A1 sauce as well as 1 teaspoon of Worcestershire sauce. And I'm just going to dump that in here. And like usual, in a second here, I'm going to go ahead and cut to an ingredients list. You're going to also need, of course, some type of bun, and I'm using basically like a sesame seed bun. I also have some mild cheddar cheese that I'm going to be adding, as well as some barbecue sauce, and I love Sweet Baby's Race, that's what I'm using. And I have 1 onion, because my husband likes onions. So we're going to add some to his, and mine, I don't do onions, so I'm not going to add any. So we're going to keep this cooking here until it's basically desired texture and however you like your bacon. I like mine crispy, but not too crispy. I'm not one who likes it burnt. Some people like them like really, really hard. These I'm going to cook until basically they're, look like they're completely all the way done, but they're still soft. Now for this, I'm going to go back and I'm going to go ahead and start getting my patties ready while my bacon is cooking, and then we'll go ahead and wait for the bacon to finish. But basically all you're going to do is use your hands. That's the easiest. You can of course also use a spoon or something like that, but you can wash your hands, and it's just way easier to do it by hand than trying to do it with a spoon. And I did go ahead and put all of my seasonings in a little bowl and mix them really well first, so that way everything's mixed up and I'm not getting a pocket of salt here, a pocket of garlic there. Everything's all kind of together. And of course I use powdered garlic and powdered onion in here. You could, if you wanted, do fresh garlic in here, but I think it's just a lot easier and simple to just go ahead and use your powdered stuff. So once you kind of get everything mixed together really well, you're not seeing pockets of anything of the liquid, everything's kind of mixed, you're going to go ahead and form patties. Now what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to form 4 patties, or roughly 4 patties, and I just kind of get them into like the ball shapes first, so that way before I even really start to shape them, just to kind of make sure that they're all roughly the same size. And that way they cook all the same. Because if they're different sizes, you might have one that cooks a little bit faster than the other. So it's just easier if they're all roughly the same. And of course, just like with your regular patties, I'm just going to shape them into circular motion. And I'm going to do these with all 4. And my bacon is still over there cooking. As you can see, it's starting to get a little crispy on the edges that you can see, and that means that it's almost ready to go ahead and do the first flip. I try not to flip them too many times, just let them do their thing, but you can flip them and see how it's doing. So I got my patties here pretty well shaped, and I'm going to go ahead and wash my hands, and I will be right back. Alright guys, so I went ahead and washed my hands. And like I said, as you can see, I got a little crispy going on here on the edges. So I'm going to flip them. Watch out, try not to get yourself with the oil. And I'm just going to flip these all, and I'm going to wait for the other sides to cook. Now, for my stove, as you can see here, some of them look a little crispier than others. So if you have that problem, basically all you need to worry about is just go ahead and kind of move them around. Wherever's crispiest, move that to the other side. just so that way everything kind of stays the same. But these, I'm going to go ahead and give these a little bit more time until the other side is looking roughly the same, and then I will come back. Okay guys, so my bacon is looking done. So I'm going to go ahead and take that out, and I have a plate here already ready, so the bacon grease gets off of there. Then I'm going to come back, and I don't want all of this in here, but I am going to leave some. And basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and take a bowl, and I'm just going to take a little bit of that grease out of it, and I can just go ahead and use a spoon and then just take some of this out. I'm going to leave some to help, you know, fry the burger a little bit, but I don't need all of this, so I'm just going to come in here and scoop some of this out. And I'm only going to leave a little bit, about that much. Most of it's coming out. So, once I've done that, I can go ahead and come in here, lower my temperature down until it's medium, maybe a little less than medium, and stick in my burgers. And don't be scared to flatten them a little bit, because they will shrink as they cook. So what I'm going to do is, while these are cooking, I'm going to go ahead and chop me up some onion, like I mentioned before, and let these sit. So I will be back once I've chopped my onion. Alright guys, so I'm going to go ahead and show really quick how I cut my onion. I just go ahead, and I have a pretty small one here because, again, he's the only one who's using it today, so I didn't get a big one. And I'm just going to cut off the ends, and then take my knife and kind of do a little cut down this middle like that, so that way I can go ahead and take out the outermost layer of onion. And I'm just going to do that and pop out my onion. There's a little left on there, but again, I don't really need it, so I'm not going to worry about it, but you could take it out. And then I'm just going to chop it into circles like this. I'm not going to chop it any less than this because he likes pretty big chunks, but you're going to want to do this in personal preference. So now I have little rounds that I can go ahead and put on my burgers. And over here on my burgers, as you can see, you can already see the outside getting brown. You want to definitely try not to over flip these. You want to just wait until basically you're getting a lot of brown, probably about 5 to 10 minutes on one side, and then flip it. That way you're not getting all the juices out of the burger. So I'm going to go ahead, wait about another 5 minutes or so, and then I'm going to flip these and we'll be back. Alright, so it's been approximately 5 minutes, and I'm going to go ahead and flip these. And as you can see, they have nice coloring. This is my first time flipping them. I did do this a little bit and peek under just to kind of see the coloring as it was going without actually flipping. And what I'm going to do is I'm now going to go ahead and cook this side for another 5 minutes or so. And when I'm done with that, I'm going to go ahead and add cheese. Now, I'm going to be using shredded cheese, but you can of course use also sliced. I'm using an actual cheddar instead of something like Kraft, you know, American. I'm actually using a real cheddar because I like cheddar bacon barbecue burgers, but you could of course just use the slice. It is a little bit easier, you know, you don't have to worry about it slipping off into the pan, but I like it. So I'm going to go ahead and let these sit for another 5 minutes, and then I will come back. Okay, so it's been approximately another 5 minutes, maybe a little less, and I'm going to go ahead and add in my cheese. And I'm just going to sprinkle a little on top of each burger. And as you can see, yes, it's messy. Thankfully, I have good hands, so it'll come off. But you just want to sprinkle a little on. And don't worry, you can actually take some of this cheese that falls off and mix it together a little bit, and it'll clump. But I'm just going to go ahead and put a little on each. And then I'm going to sit here just another minute or two and let that melt. And then we will be right back. Okay, so it's been another minute or so. And what I did is I kind of took the cheese that had fallen off and gotten nice and crispy. And I took it and I just kind of put it on there. Now you don't have to do that, but I like the way it tastes. So I go ahead and I do this step. But again, that's purely optional, like really. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this and I'm going to add them to my thing, and I'm just going to do one per burger, and then I'll save the others for my next one. And once I've done that, I'm going to go ahead and, as you can see, I've already added mayonnaise to both. That again is optional, but we like it. And then to my husband's, I'm going to go ahead and add in some onion. And how much onion you use is definitely going to be, again, personal for me, just however much you want to use. I'm going to take my bacon and add some bacon to the top of each. Now you can use either one slice per burger or two. That's up to you. So I'm using 1.5 here. And we're just gonna add that to the top as well. And once you've done that, now I didn't do anything too special with the barbecue sauce, but I just love this flavor combo. So with the barbecue sauce, you're just gonna use it like it was ketchup. And I'm a little heavy with it, but we really like the flavoring and we like our stuff really saucy. So I went ahead and went heavy with it. Now once you've done that, you are basically done. So you just go ahead and stick this on top and give it a little push. And there you go. And let me tell you, it tastes so much better than it looks, and I think it looks pretty good. Crush that down here a little bit. Alright guys, well, if you try this out, please let me know what you think of it. Leave a comment down below so I know. If you have anything that you want me to try, also leave it down below, and don't forget to subscribe.